We are in the A.W. Brown Fellowship Hall at 6 Mount Zion Baptist Church. It is named after our third pastor, and this is also the place where we host our weekly food pantry. The food pantry for us is one of those things where we feel like if we can help them meet basic needs, then they can focus on something else. And so one of the things that we at 6 Mount Zion believe is we are partners with others in the community, so we can't do this on our own. We are grateful for partners like Feed More that donate so that we can donate. We get fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, fresh meat, and bakery items, and we give them away to those in the community who come.
Most of the people that we serve, 97, 98, 99% of them are not members of our church. These are people who are just connected and they just know that that big brick church, they try to help people, look out for them.
Somebody is going to enjoy the contents that we put in here, so we try to make sure we pick the best apples. If things are rotted or damaged, we set them to the side. So we try to pick the best produce stuff that we would eat ourselves, and it just represents a blessing. This is the best we could put together for you.
I can't imagine spending my Friday any other way. Just to see the faces and see the feedback from the community, it's a greater reward than any amount of money that I've ever made in my life.
My favorite part is to see everything coming together, and then as our friends come to the door, we can pass it on to them, which is a blessing for all of us, that God has blessed us to have something to eat today, and then they can go home to their loved ones and share.
Thank you.
So many people will come, we'll give them a bag of groceries, then they'll pull me to the side and be like, I got surgery next week, can you pray for me? Or I've been going through some stuff. And so they look at us as like community pastors. So you're not going to get to somebody if they're hungry, if they don't have anywhere to stay. So you got to start with the human need part of it first.
Being of service is bigger. Getting outside of yourself is bigger. Fellowship, I get to know Miss Gloria, I get to know everybody here, everybody has a story. We find out connections, and then we all get to serve and connect with the people that come. So today is not just about the bag, it's about community, it's about fellowship, and it's about being a blessing.
Six Mount Zion was organized on September 3rd, 1867 by the Reverend John Jasper, an extremely popular and celebrated preacher here in Richmond. Started out with just 10 members, but as time went on and as Jasper's fame grew, we were well over 3,000 members at the dawn of the 20th century. We've had a lot of things happen at Six Mount Zion over the years, certainly surviving the highway story. Well, in the mid-1950s, Interstate 95 was being constructed, and it came through downtown Richmond and specifically through the historic Jackson Ward neighborhood, an African-American neighborhood. Hundreds of homes were destroyed to make way for the highway, and Six Mount Zion was to be destroyed because we were in the path of the highway. 3 alternatives were offered to the church. 1, tear the church down and let the highway come through. 2, move the church out of the way so that the highway can come through. And then 3, leave the church alone and swing the highway around the church, primarily based on the John Jasper legacy and what that legacy meant to the state of Virginia. Well, of course, that third alternative did prevail, and the church was not demolished. The highway does swing around the church, and needless to say, I would imagine thousands of motorists who use Interstate 95 and 64 see the church as they travel up and down Richmond. I jokingly called our church the Gibraltar of Jackson Ward.
We have somewhere between 500 and 600 active members. We did before the pandemic, so we'll see where we shake out once we come back. We've been completely virtual since second Sunday in March of 2020. It's been difficult. It's, churches weren't created to be empty. They were created to have people.
We were not live streaming before. We had to make that adjustment, which was a steep learning curve.
I think it sounds pretty good.
All right, thank you. There were costs associated with it, but we had to do it in order to continue to stay connected with our congregation.
Good morning, my brothers and my sisters. We thank you for being a part of our worship experience this morning.
I had a different mindset, and my mindset was if our people wanted to know what's going on here, they had to be here. But now I know that we minimize the exposure. So we have people, one of our members' father, he's like watching from Kansas City, so we got people who are watching from all over the place.
We don't see things like we should when we're not spiritually connected.
When you are open to the technology part of it, you allow people to tap into your world and your space when they may not have initially.
Come on, church family. Won't you put your hands together as we sing about His
I think it will be crucial for churches, this church and every church, to understand that we now have different ways of connection. All of them are important. What we have come to understand is the church is full of all of us, and we are going to have to navigate how we can stay connected in meaningful ways that are new and creative and different than what we did before.
was the blood for me. Come on.
Once the pandemic is in the past, and we don't know when that will be, it will be crucial that we rebuild our congregation from the ground up. Ministries that we might have had before, we may not have them anymore. Ministries we didn't have before, we will need them now.
Listen, I love you. I miss you. I can't wait until we can be here together. I think
We believe that it is crucial for us to get people to understand that everything that we do can be part of our witness for God. We can't tell somebody, go ahead and get saved while they're hungry. So we have to make sure that before we can save them, we serve them.
You want them to hear you, then make sure they got some food in their belly, or they got a roof over their head, or some clothes on their back. And then you can move to other things. So that, to me, it's all about the relationships. The relationships are what make community anyway. I don't care whether it's in the church or outside the church. It's all about people bonding off of shared experiences.
They don't judge you. They don't look at you funny when you come to get your groceries. And then sometimes if you're just there to get groceries, they also ask you what else you need help with. So that lets you know that they're very concerned. We're here to give groceries out today, but we can also ask them what else do they need help with. Most places like, okay, show up at like 9 a.m. to 12, we're giving out groceries, and that's it. And then they go on home. 6 Mount Zion, they do more than that.
They're lifting us spiritually, they're motivating us. But not only that, when I tell them that, they throw it back at me to make me feel good about myself, because I know a lot of times, and this happens a lot when you go to an agency for assistance and they make you feel real low. These places like this, they have such a wonderful spirit that they make you feel wonderful about coming. They're guardian angels, they really are.
One thing that I wanted to make sure of when I came here, when I left, that people would know when they see this church that it's a community's church.
Thank you for watching. Continue to follow Virginia News and Stories by subscribing to our VPM YouTube channel.